Hi, I'm Lauren. Let's talk about something you probably feel but may struggle to name. The regulators were clear. Most KYC issues are not because advisors don't know the rules. You know the rules, you know the forms, you know what you are supposed to collect. What gets hard is what happens when real clients show up, when the story is messy, when the emotions are present, when there's a life change that's not fully formed yet. If there's two different parts of your files that contradict each other, when someone wants certainty and you can't give it. That's what I want to talk to you about today because that's where the real risk is and also where the real opportunity lies. I call this the judgment gap. It's the gap between knowing the rule and knowing what to do in a real moment with a real person under real pressure. This is where advisors start to avoid a conversation that should happen, rush a conversation that needed another 5 minutes. Maybe they're over controlling a meeting to get it back on track. Or, lastly, they could be second guessing after a meeting because it didn't feel right. None of that is because the advisor's incompetent. It's because we built an industry that teaches information but rarely teaches judgment. Here's a couple examples you might recognize. A client says, I'm comfortable with risk. But the reality says new mortgage, shaky income, aging parents, an imminent business transition, and no real buffer. So the question isn't how brave are you, it's what can your life actually absorb if the markets drop? Here's another example. You ask, any changes? Your clients say, no, not really. And you can feel it. That answer feels thin. Because no changes often means I don't know how to explain what is happening, or I don't even want to open that up today. Here's our last example. Your form looks complete, but something doesn't fit. Your risk profile says one thing, time horizon says another, liquidity needs are unclear, and instead of resolving it, the file quietly sits and becomes a collection of facts with no clear story. That's the judgment gap. What happens in the gap isn't just compliance exposure, it also impacts client relationships as well. Clients feel uncertainty, tone, and body language even before they name it. When you are clear, they feel safer. When you're not, they hesitate, even if they don't know why. This is not soft, it's practical. It's better conversations producing better information, and better information supports better decisions. Most advisor training falls into one of two buckets: technical rules and product knowledge, and then generic communication tips that sound good but don't hold up in real client moments. They also don't fully answer the real questions you have, and they are, what do you do when you're under pressure and the client's emotional, the story is messy, but you still need clarity? You see, these moments require three things. They require you to be self-aware under pressure. They require you to have a relational skill in conversations. You also need a structure for interpreting client context into a recommendation. I need to set a quick boundary here because I want this to be clear. This program is not therapy. There is no personal disclosure required, and it's not generic soft skill training. This is practical professional development for advisors, focused on stronger judgment in real client moments. In the next video, I'm going to show you the framework we use to close this gap. Me, you, and the KYC. Me refers to the internal defaults we have under pressure and how they shape what we ask and what we avoid. You, so focusing on how customers signal fear, status, risk, and belonging, often indirectly. And the KYC, how we gather and interpret this contextual information without turning people into checkboxes. When these three things are strong, our meetings move forward, clients feel safer, recommendations feel cleaner, and documentation becomes easier. All because your thinking was clearer in the moment. See you in the next video.